I'm Zoe Delahunty-Light, and I spent 4 hours with Atomic Heart in a hands-on preview, and oh my god, there is so much I need to tell you about. A bunch of moments did something weird to my brain because I was just straight up not expecting the game to go there, so it's time to subject you to those epiphanies too. From talking corpses to GTA Wanted levels, here are 9 things that altered my brain chemistry in Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart's first boss kicked my behind. I was not expecting it. Yeah, the game is hard. You're only equipped with an axe at the beginning and precious few bullets for your shotgun, but my god, I was not prepared for this automaton to grind me into the dust with such ease. The issue was, on my side, that I was being far too reckless. Anyone who's played Dark Souls knows exactly what I mean. You can't run in and attack anything, really, as you can only interrupt attacks if you have a shotgun, meaning it's down to you to wait for a gap, keep moving, keep the robot in your eye line, and don't let any of them get close enough, otherwise they will punch your lights out. Dodging at the right time is helpful, but honestly, it just ends up harming more than helping, as these robots move fast. I was honestly better off backpedaling most of the time. This unexpectedly hard boss humbled me, and every single time I saw that enemy after beating it at last, because once you beat them once, in true Soulsborne fashion they then become regular enemies, I experienced waves of dread and quite a bit of fury. As for the other boss fights, later on I fought this giant spherical robot and loved every moment of it. Its unique moveset is creative, unpredictable, and oh my god, that thing was fast. I had great fun, even when it was steamrolling me. The designs of the automatons in Atomic Heart really are just so creative and eerie and horrible. I'm impressed. Plus, this tiny gal is really cute, even if she does kill me. There was this weirdly erotic upgrade robot. I don't have footage of it in action because it's not in the B-roll, but its quite explicit remarks start off as kinda funny, but then it just doesn't stop making remarks about, well, grown-up stuff, and it just becomes plain uncomfortable. It's probably for the best that I don't have any footage of it. Atomic Heart has an open world? I didn't expect that, however, it is true. Atomic Heart's open world is divided into small regions that you can get around via a car, with its own version of dungeons to delve into, yet during my time in the open world it did come off as quite empty. It was cool seeing all the fantastical, brutalist structures in the huge open spaces, but without quests to direct exploration, wandering around it did feel a little bit aimless. When you're outside, the dandelion alarms, which I will explain in more detail later on, become a lot more difficult to deal with, as reinforcements are called in from the sky, with helicopter bots dropping literal crates of enemies in front of you. I'm not exaggerating. Finally, it's happened! Lockpicking has been graced with not 1 or 2, but 3 new minigames. And 2 of them are new. Seriously though, I actually feel challenged when I want to get through a locked door in Atomic Heart. Either you need to find a pattern to open the said door, not a code, a pattern, pick the lock like Skyrim, or, my favourite, click to the increasingly speedy beep of the lock. Plus, there's a little face that smiles at you once you get it done. Love it. At the beginning, Atomic Heart has such an unsettling tone. It's really hard to put into words because all you're seeing on the screen right now is a parade and happy people and really aggressively friendly robots. In this seemingly utopian city, I passed robots entertaining people, a ton of confetti, and just enough pep to make me itchy all over. It was an overstimulation ordeal. With its Bioshock Infinite vibes, you do get the sense that there's something icky lying just below the surface, a sense of impending doom amongst the smiling, singing faces. I'll admit that Atomic Heart's tone is a bit uneven in points, diving into the absurd, over-the-top farce in one beat, and then horror in the next, but it's nothing that ruined my time with the game. The main thing you should be aware of is you're going to go into this game with a huge sense of unease. Honestly, it's almost a relief when things start attacking you. I dipped into this early, so now allow me to double dip. Atomic Heart's combat is surprisingly difficult, at the beginning at least. Combat encounters gradually level up, and even when faced with multiple enemies at the end of the first act, you'll still be mainly relying on your axe. And, I'll be honest, what woman doesn't have an axe? It takes some getting useful because I don't know about you, but I would rather keep things that want to hurt me at a distance, just a preference I have. A scanner fitted into your glove works basically the same as Aloy's focus. It detects lootable vestibules and enemies, even showing you what those enemies are vulnerable to. Overpowered? Yeah, a bit, but at the beginning of the game you're going to get ground into the dust by these mustachioed robots, so be wise and use the scanner to sneak around them. Get on their wrong side and they look like this. Ugh. Reminds me of something, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Irritatingly, autosaves are very rare, meaning you'll be relying on the safe save rooms Atomic Heart has to offer, which also happen to feature that strange sensual upgrade machine. You get shoved back quite far when the autosaves work, which I found out to my great annoyance, so just be warned. Jogging between the safe room and your scavenging is something you are going to have to do. Atomic Heart uses an alarm system, kind of like GTA's Wanted levels, to denote how much heat you'll get when you're exploring the world. The alarm level in the top right goes up one level when you're spotted by a dandelion. That's what they're actually called. They're these security devices that look like this. When you're first spotted, robots get called to your location to figure out what's wrong, and then more robots get called if the dandelion sees you fighting the robots it's just sent. So you kind of have to quietly dispatch robots in a separate room to the dandelion, and then just let it think that you've been quietly dealt with, and then you need to kill it. Atomic Heart is scary. Not horror game level scary, but I'll fully admit I jumped out of my skin in a couple of moments. One in particular had a robot, and I don't have footage of this, so just enjoy the sound of me explaining it, lure me into an outhouse by yelling out for help, and then trying to force me into a ditch as I was faced with the other Good Samaritans who tried to help out. Dark. True horror kicks in when you enter the facility underground, as there are corpses everywhere, blood, and some unnerving tableaus that really do unsettle. The inherent strangeness of Atomic Heart is what brings the horror, kind of the same way that stepping into Rapture for the first time made everyone feel a wave of dread. Some of the corpses even talk. Despite the fact that I was pretty scared during certain moments of Atomic Heart, I love that there are these horror elements in the game, especially when it comes to the talking corpses, which I won't spoil right now, but it does add a certain sense of pathos to the game. Polymer is a strange, gelatinous, clear substance in Atomic Heart. It acts like a highway you can step into, no holding of the breath necessary, thank God, and swim through to get to hard-to-reach places. It's basically like really strong water, if that makes any kind of sense. It's strangely beautiful, honestly. While swimming through its algae-tinged reaches, you can hear haunting echoes of people's memories suspended in the polymer, which, yes, made me jump the first time, but after that I really started to kinda like it. Polymer is the thing that makes the world of Atomic Heart work, and, as well as being used as transport, using a particular gun you can drain it from robots to turn it into bullets and use against them. Draining robots of polymer turns them into a spring-trap-like metal skeleton limping after you, hence why I chose horror as one of the things that altered my brain chemistry about Atomic Heart. You basically have robot zombies chasing after you in the second half of the game. Ick. The voice acting in Atomic Heart, apart from the main character, who I'll get onto in just a bit, is stellar. Charles, the talking glove, is like a polite butler companion who you can't get rid of, and there's this robot that even when she's panicking, she still speaks in a happy, chirpy voice because you can tell she's not programmed to sound distressed. The main character, Major, however, is a complete arse. I despise him. He's needlessly aggressive and snide, mean, always in a bad mood, which is understandable to a certain extent, but it gets seriously grating, and is just generally immensely unlikable. I don't love to hate him like I did with Handsome Jack, I just plain hate him. I'm afraid that if you're the strong silent type, you might have an issue with both Major and Atomic Heart, as everyone talks too much, with exposition aplenty shoved down your throat. But if you like to hear nattering and backstory every 10 minutes, you'll have a swell time. Anyway, I'm all done now, so if you enjoyed the video, thanks very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Eurogamer, as we have a new video out almost every single day. Let me know if you think you're going to pick up Atomic Heart in the comments below. Now, I'm going to go and rifle through a drawer like an idiot to try and find my lost noise-cancelling loops, so I'll see you lot next time.
But this time, make sure the atom's in the picture.